Here comes the autumnal equinox on September 23rd at 6:49 a.m. We're using universal time coordinated in tropical astrology. And this is when the sun moves into the sign of Libra the Scales. That's what marks the time and the date of the autumnal equinox, okay? Now, an ancient celebration that many communities continue to honor is called Mabon. And the autumnal equinox is when the length of the daylight hours and the darkness of the night are equal to one another. So what you have here is you have a situation where the sun is now waning. It's now decreasing in light between the summer solstice and the winter solstice, and the autumnal equinox is during the waning phase, and that's when the day and night are equal, okay? Now, guardian angel to invoke for autumnal equinox are the planetary archangel of the sun, being the archangel Michael. So Michael is the solar planetary archangel that you would use to invoke, protection and healing and power during the autumnal equinox, because it's a solar celebration, okay? Also, the Zodiac Angel for the sign of Libra the Scales is Zuriel. So Zuriel is an archangel that can help to provide the protection and the healing and the power for this time. Now, Libra is all about, commitment and law and legal matters and those kinds of things. So it's a time to really sort of get your house in order, because the sun gives you the power, even though it's waning. Nevertheless, the Zuriel, the Libra, will give you the commitment to stick with things even when things are waning. Because when something as powerful as the sun is waning, it's a time to really organize yourself, because sometimes the solar power is so strong that it could really make you feel like you can't really focus on some of the things you want to do because there's so much excitement around you. So it's a time to sort of be able to listen to your inner self when the sun's waning, and because it's not so bright as when the sun's waxing, okay? So understand that there's goodness to waxing and waning. One is not better than the other. Day is not better than night. Night is not better than day. You need both. Otherwise, you end up becoming, you can't really exist except within the nexus between the dark and the light, the positive and negative poles. If you exist in one or the other completely, you cannot exist. Not in this three-dimensional realm, okay? So you want to use this time for those things, again, the protection, the healing, and to organize yourself, and it'll make you more powerful, because if you put any kind of a structure around anything, it becomes more powerful, okay? Now, the planetary archangel Michael, the tarot card for Michael is the sun, okay? So the sun is the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and the Hebrew letter associated with the sun tarot card and the archangel Michael is Resh. And Resh means the front of the head. It's the conscious mind, that waking consciousness. The magical incantations in Psalms for the letter Resh are found in Psalms 119, and that's in verses 153 to 160 in the Webster's Bible translation. Consider my affliction and deliver me, for I do not forget thy law. Plead my cause and deliver me. Revive me according to thy word. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes. Great are thy tender mercies, O Lord. Revive me according to thy judgments. Many are my persecutors and my enemies, yet I do not decline from thy testimonies. I beheld the transgressors and was grieved, because they kept not thy word. Consider now, I love thy precepts. Revive me, O Lord, according to thy loving kindness. Thy word is true from the beginning, and every one of thy righteous judgments endureth forever. Okay, that's for Michael the Archangel. It sounds very Michael the Archangel, right? Okay, the sort of warrior of God and the protector of heaven, that kind of thing. Now, the Zodiac Angel Zuriel, the tarot card, is Justice, okay? Justice. The Justice tarot card, if you can see it there. And the Justice tarot card, the Hebrew letter associated with the Justice tarot card and with the Zodiac Angel Zuriel is Lamed, okay? Lamed. And the magical incantations and psalms for the letter Lamed are found in Psalm 119, verses 89 to 96 in the Webster Bible translation. Forever, O Lord, thy word is settled in heaven. Thy faithfulness is to all generations. Thou hast established the earth, and it abideth. They continue this day according to thy ordinances, for all are thy servants. Unless thy law had been my delights, I should then have perished in my affliction. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast revived me. I am thine, save me, for I have sought thy precepts. The wicked have waited for me to destroy me, but I will consider thy testimonies. I have seen an end of all perfection, but thy commandment is exceedingly broad. So this is interesting that these verses are associated with Libra, because it's about the Lord's commandments being liberal enough. Don't get upset with that word. Merciful enough might be a better word. Merciful enough to sort of take into account what the human mind sees as imperfect. In truth, all of nature is perfect. All of creation is perfect. And the reason that this mercy is seen in the commandments is because, again, everything already is perfect. It's only the human mind and the limited perception of the human mind that causes our mind to think that something is not perfect. Okay? And again, since Libra is all about law, it's a reminder of the mercy. And there's interesting teachings in Kabbalah, tomato, that say that if you want to know the secret of actually sort of eternal life, to get past the wages of sin being death, okay, then what you do is you combine mercy with judgment. And they say that that's akin to the Zohar. It's akin to, and the teachers of the Zohar say it's akin to if you burn incense, okay? And the smoke is the judgment, but the sweet smell of the incense is the mercy, okay? And that brings the ability to have an immortal situation, because what happens is if you have only judgment, then you can have no life. If you just smoke with no incense or no sweet smell, then it's just everything's destroyed. But if you have, on the other hand, if you have too much sweetness with no judgment and no getting rid of the dross when it's time to, then things get to where they become rancid. Okay, you understand? So you need both working together in harmony and understanding and togetherness, because Libra is the only sign of the zodiac that is we, not I. It is we balance, okay? Like where another one, like I'm a Leo, I will is Leo, and Aries is I am, and Pisces is I believe. That's why in the Bible and all the fishers of men, it's a Piscean age, you know, it talks about believing. It's because Pisces is I believe. That's the divine tone. So each zodiac sign has its own divine tone, okay? And Libra is the only one that is we balance. And that's the beauty of this kind of understanding of the law. There's a letter of the law, and then there's a spirit of the law. So they say that, like, if you read the Bible, the Old Testament, New Testament, that's the letter of the law. But the spirit of the law is found in, like, the Zohar and those kinds of books. Okay? All right, thanks for joining us. Join us again next time. See you soon.